Hi, everyone, and welcome to another Melta podcast. Now, usually I put the logo or the intro in the beginning of every podcast, but for today's podcast, I decided to make some changes. Let me clarify some points before we kick off. Today's podcast is with my university friend from Syria, Batoul. We first met in 2007 at university, and since then, we have become best friends. She has always been my friend, and when I left Syria for the first time, she was among the very few people with whom I met before finally leaving Syria. She was my friend in Syria, in Ukraine, and now in Germany. We're still in contact, and I still consider her as one of my best friends. Now, that's the information you need about her before we dig deeper um, in her teaching life and university education which she had before she started teaching. Now, I would like to talk about some technical things. Um, if you are today in Germany or in any part of the world and you want to have meeting and an online meeting with anyone, it's quite easy to use Zoom or Google Meet or the application which I hate, Teams, uh, or even a video call on WhatsApp. In Syria, such options do not exist. It's impossible. First, many of these applications are blocked, are still blocked, God knows for how long. And the second option, even if you try to use a video call on WhatsApp, which is not blocked, but we still had the problem of bad internet. So it would be impossible to have this video call on WhatsApp. So we reached a dead end. What to do? We had to come up with ideas how to solve this problem. And that's what we do. We follow every possibility, every way that could solve the problem. That's what we do as teachers inside the classroom or outside the classroom. So we came up with an idea. I would record my own videos, she would record her own videos, and then she would send me those videos on WhatsApp. The total size was 300 megabytes. Again, there was another problem. 300 megabytes, any part of the world, let's say 90% of the world, you click, go, make some instant coffee, you come back after 30 seconds or even less, and it's sent. The 300 megabytes are sent. In Syria, it doesn't work this way. We spent a day and a half to send all videos for 300 megabytes. Yet, I'm still very proud of her. She didn't say no. She was courageous enough to take part in these podcasts. I've offered these podcasts to many people in Syria, and she was the first to say yes. She was not afraid. She didn't say, "Oh, my English is bad. I'm afraid to do this. People would laugh at me. People would say that how could she teach? Blah blah blah." No, she tried. She had all of these difficulties, these hardships, and yet she said yes and she made it. I've always been proud of her, but today I'm ultra proud of her, and I'm very happy to have a good person and a good friend like her. So I had to clarify these points before we start the real podcast. So I hope you enjoy it. Let's go. So, Batul, how are you?
Hello, my dear friend. I'm very happy to be with you today on this podcast, and I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. So, the first question. We both know that in Syria, young people don't have the opportunity to choose what they want to study. Only the lucky ones can actually choose. Studying English at university, was it your personal choice, was it your own choice, or it was the only choice available?
Yes, I choose to study English because it's my favorite language. I had other choices, but it was my favorite one. And English is a global language, and I have loved it since I was a kid, actually.
Okay, let's talk about the subject which we study at university. We studied during 4 years, we studied a lot of subjects. Now, do you think the subjects you studied or we studied at university were all useful in our today's life, or you think we studied more than what we really needed?
To be honest, my university studies weren't easy at all. I faced many challenge beyond my control. The subject were very taught. They took a lot of time and effort. Frankly, many of the things that we studied were just for exams and aren't really useful in a real life.
Did you start teaching after graduation, or when you graduated, you had already been teaching?
Yes, I have been teaching English since I started university. Actually, my mother encouraged me. Really, I remember her saying, real practice is what helps you in your studies and build your skills.
So, why did you start teaching? Again, was it your own wish? And if it wasn't, why did you choose it?
At first, I started teaching English to please my mother, but later, English became a part of my life because it helped me very much in my studies and build my skills, as I said, and taught me how to deal with the children. As you know, English is not their native language. They faced many problems, many challenge to uh, to learn it. But as you know, when you turning English into a fun and exciting language, you should see the children eyes light up when they know what the English meaning.
When you used to teach, did you follow any special methodology, or you just copied what our teachers at university and schools followed?
Sometimes I had to teach the basic grammar and general information, but I always tried to add my own touch, like a singing, dancing, telling a short stories to help student to help them understand everything's more easily. As you know, English is their not native language. They faced many problem, many challenge to understand it.
Today in Syria, what obstacles do you think teachers in Syria are facing, and how do you think they can cope with them?
Actually, English teachers in Syria face many problems with internet, transport, or electricity, whether they are teaching face to face or online. They also lack of the right tools and space. They use the internet better when there is electricity, like me now. They try to adapt everything in Syria. Over the past years, from war and lack of everything like internet, transport, and electricity, many problems faced English teachers actually, but we hope the coming days will be better for us.
How about the future of teachers in Syria? Do you think one day they can be globally recognized? If not, why do you think so?
I cannot give you a clear answer to this question, my friend, but I will just say that education in Syria is very strong for both students and teachers. I really hope Syrian teachers get the chance. In my opinion, education in Syria is good, and English teachers should have the chance.
I know that right now you don't teach due to some family reasons. Would you like to one day, if you ever have the chance, to teach again?
Teaching is wonderful. It gives you a such positive energy. Teaching helping me very much to understand what a student need at every age. Uh, okay, it would be my pleasure to return to the English world and teach the student using my own style. The style I believe speaks directly to their minds and hearts.
Is there something you would like to tell the young people who are interested in taking up teaching?
My advice to my fellow teachers: you can still be the creative spark, adapt to the rules, but don't lose your touch and your style. You should make the English language come alive and love for your students.
Now comes the fun part, the last question and the best question. What do you remember about our university days as friends?
My dear old friend Eli, this is my best question. I'm so happy because you are the one of the best people I have from our university. Actually, our university days weren't easy at all. Uh, we spent great time together, uh, sharing the struggle of subjects that took our time and our effort for nothing at actually, uh, and the dreams we haven't reached yet. I remember very well when we sat in the university looking at the future with patience and shyness. But just look, now look where we are, where you are, and where I am. Everything we dreamed is still a dream, but just a dream. But I always say the best is yet to come.
Batoul, thank you very much, and I'm really extremely happy to have you with me in today's podcast. Thank you very much. So, to viewers, that was today's podcast. I hope you like it. I hope you enjoy it. We'll ask for your support by subscribe and like, and don't forget it's going to be in two versions on the Melta podcast channel on YouTube and on video version on my own channel, Teachers Lounge. Thank you very much for being with me today, and see you later in another podcast.